Have you ever been confronted with a question, "Who are you?" or a similar question to "Tell me more about yourself"? Well, I'm a gender binary visual artist, an experienced and paid graphic designer illustrator, a student, son, brother, friend, or enemy, biologically male, Filipino introvert, and a Kinsey 5 flaming homo romantic. That's basically a few of my general basic traits, roles, labels associated to me, though indeed it seemed too much and very pretentious. However, we all had that moment where we don't know exactly what to say or where to start when confronted with a question about our identity. Identity is a broad topic. Throughout the experience, I become more aware of both the internal and external world and how it relates to each other. Based on how we observe someone in literature, a character's identity is introduced through what and how they present themselves in the external world, how they interact in the external world, and their own world. An aspect of self expression is how open someone is. Throughout the course, I was able to reveal many vulnerable and private things about myself, and I've realized the more I talk about certain issues such as depression or personal problems, the less it has power on me. As a person, I can either choose to be transparent as I can or choose to become a closed book filled with mysteries. Personally for me, openness is not so much about honesty and authenticity, though it is part of it, but it is deeply rooted from trust and how comfortable you are towards freely expressing yourself on the external world, and or if it's significant enough to be shared. I feel openness is giving someone the opportunity to have a glimpse or observe the world within ourselves. Despite whether it is beautiful, unusual, or possibly displeasing, I realized through this experience, well, I would like to argue that I was able to open myself more to people and able to reveal a vulnerable side of me. Anyways, the bottom line is for openness, if you are expecting someone for any help, reaction, or you expect them to know it, I realized that I have to open up and to clarify when I'm on the process of me opening myself and making someone understand me. The worst thing that can happen is they'll misunderstand me or take it the wrong idea. That's why I need to clarify certain things. So, I should never expect someone to know it, regardless of whatever someone share, even though it's the worst thing ever. I need to learn and appreciate that there might be something important about it, since they decided to share it and trust me that piece of information. The last part of the puzzle that I know of is how we interact with ourselves. The internal dialogues, feelings, thoughts, memories, and so on. I may be wrong, but I feel this is the most important part of my identity. Basically, it is the mind behind on how we present ourselves and interact in the external world. As an analogy, mind is the director behind a movie or a theater production. I'm not expert nor have no credibility to talk about what's inside someone's mind, and it's a very huge topic. Well, to tell you a story, at some point in the beginning of the course, Mr. Isabay and I had a conversation, and the idea of criticism came out. Basically, filtering is my process on how I handle criticism and many societal ideas. I find that it is a good way to filter out unnecessary information or fiction. Throughout the course, I've learned to observe how we make conclusions through the ladder and the pool of information. The way I see it is information as water filtered through, so I can drink safely from the pool of information. Over filtering can be also harmful. It wouldn't allow you to grow or improve. What I mean is, if you only take the good out of the critic, what's the point of the feedback if you just want to hear a compliment? The polar opposite is without filter. Critics can be hurtful, especially for your self esteem, since the unnecessarily negative comments are accepted. When they are internalized, it can lead to "I hate myself" dialogue. Finally, a sense of balance is helpful. If the necessary comments are internalized, you're getting the right amount to sustain your thirst for success and improvement. To summarize, we don't have control what are said about us. However, we have control over what information we can internalize. Remember, whatever information you allow yourself to absorb, then internalize, can possibly become a part of you. Remember the System 1 and System 2 from the beginning of the class. Personally, how I see it is something that relates to information and skill. System 1 is the easy way, and I guess comfortable. As an analogy, it looks like a vehicle that is only capable of exploring the places that are paved by the knowledge the person has. On the other hand, System 2 feels like challenging one's comfort zone. To visualize, it looks like a vehicle versatile to whatever terrain. It could be rocky, the ocean, slippery ice, or anything it tries to achieve. However, the journey is longer. Essentially, it is flexible and willing to take risks. Throughout the course, I realized how diverse the amount of knowledge my peers have, which also inspired me. I don't aspire to do everything, but the whole class has inspired me to expand my horizon on both skills and knowledge. For the past 4 years, my world revolved around the visual arts. I still love it. However, I've gained a new appreciation and learned the importance of other things. Thank you. I mean, I could have been a visual artist who has dedicated his life only for the arts, which also sounds good. But personally, I feel better if I was, or if I have, a well rounded amount of skill and knowledge. Well, since this is the last part of the video, I'll be just reading right off the script. The reason why I've taken a different approach to the TED Talk video is because I realize it's an understatement to summarize everything I've learned, whether it is out of the course outline or not, whether it came from Mr. Isabai, Noga, or my fellow classmate, or possibly visitors or outside collaborators from the class. In other words, the whole class is an experience. I mean, it is indeed a learning experience. The experience isn't just limited to room 211, 211, or the time assigned for first period class. That's why I've taken the approach on applying what I've learned from the experience within the class and school. I know what I've explained contain many limits and assumptions, but I genuinely want to have a better perspective and understanding on what makes me as a person. I guess the overall class gave me a new view on life, society, and identity, and whatever things I've learned, whether it's a part of the curriculum or not, I know for sure that I will apply it on many aspects of my life. And I I just wanted to thank you everyone right here. I mean, not limited to people that are here listening right now, but I wanted to thank you people who are in this school, students or teacher or anyone from the school. And basically this is my first year here. Well, it's only been a semester, and I genuinely wanted to say thank you, and how I appreciate how it was very welcoming. It was a very welcoming experience, and it's just beautiful. I mean, uh, I just wanted to say thank you. It's been great semester, and it's a pleasure to meet all of you guys here. And thank you. And finally, done.